What is going on, guys? Joey Suggs here, and it's finally time. It is finally here. Welcome to Road to Ripped 2024. If you haven't been involved in a Road to Ripped in previous years, you're in for a treat. The goal here is to run you through every single part of my life over the next probably 12 to 16 weeks as I'm running a true cut. The goal for this series is going to be to show you everything I'm doing on my personal cut, so that way you can help kind of mold some things from that for your personal cut to help get in the best possible shape for summertime this 2024. So in this video, episode 1, I'm gonna be laying out my overall plan, my overall goals throughout the entire video. And I also have a lot of things to do today. So super excited to get a lot of stuff done, get set up, get prepared for the nice Road to Rip series ahead of us. And I got a really good feeling this year is gonna be out of this world insane. So I'm starving. Let's have some breakfast. All right, and meal number 1 looking absolutely fire this morning. Super simple to make too. So you saw the egg whites and you saw the pancakes. All I did was toss the egg whites in, added a little bit of spinach and added some fat-free cheddar cheese, cooked it all up. And these pancakes, I talked about them before, you literally toss them in the microwave for 1 minute and they're ready to go, and they taste absolutely incredible. I'm actually gonna go to Costco today in this video too to pick up more of these. And I was also thinking, let's get a little more fat in the diet because we have the calories for it, which I'll be going over very shortly as part of this plan that I have in place. But I'm gonna be adding some of this chunky guacamole to the eggs this morning to add a little more fat and a little more flavor. Guacamole is really good on eggs, if you didn't know. This is entirely too big of a bite, but we're gonna give it our best shot. Very basic, very good. I was gonna add like 1 normal egg into the mix as well. And I typically do that. We just don't have any normal eggs right now. So this is just pure egg whites. And then these right here, I typically like to save these for like my breakfast dessert, but no syrup, no nothing on them. They are just as good. They have like a syrupy, they taste like a McDonald's flapjack. These are the Premier protein pancakes from the freezer in Costco. So good, and you can't beat having a minute in the microwave to cook them up too. All right, so let's go ahead and look at the calories and macros in this meal right here. Then we'll go over the overall goals. So 460 calories in the meal, pretty solid. And with that, we have about 50 grams of protein, very solid. Now, I know just from tracking for years that my maintenance calorie is somewhere around like 28 to 3,100 calories per day, as long as I'm training and staying relatively active. If you don't know what your calories and macros should be, you can get a general idea if you go to like, I think it's caloriecalculator.net or calculator.net, then under the calorie maintenance calorie section, you can put in all your credentials and everything there, and it'll spit you out what it thinks your rough maintenance calories is. Do that for 2 weeks, see if you gain or lose any weight, and you should know roughly what your maintenance is. So I already know my maintenance, and to start my cut, I wanna drop it about 250. But I'm gonna round up and go for 300 because I don't track everything. Like I didn't track my spinach in this meal. So I'm gonna go to 2,500 calories. That's a decent deficit, and I should be able to see results as long as I'm consistently hitting right around that number every single day. And over the next 2 weeks, I'm gonna be monitoring that and seeing how much exactly I lose. Calories over everything, right? I wanna hit my calorie goal as best as possible. Underneath that are your macro goals. And I really only focus on protein. I let my fats and carbs kind of lie wherever they lie, and they tend to balance each other out pretty frequently. So my goal for protein is around 1 gram of pound per body weight. And we'll go into my weight a little later on when we talk about that. But I want to hit at least 200 to 220, somewhere in that goal, definitely over 200 grams of protein per day as of right now. So those are my personal initial starting points, but you can kind of help structure that for yourself. Now, I'm using MyFitnessPal. I get this question all the time, what calorie tracker are you using? I use MyFitnessPal. I do not pay for premium. I've never paid for premium, but I'm still able to use the barcode scanner, and that's because I set in my settings, I set my location to Canada. So set your location to Canada, and if you're in the US, it should unlock that barcode scanner feature that went away for whatever reason. And I haven't had any issues with this since. So don't pay for premium, just move to Canada. So first meal going down, a nice layout for you of how I expect this to go. You know, you have one part of it, which is gonna be your calories in, but you also have your calories out, which I'm gonna talk about later on whenever we do our workout. And that's something that's gonna fluctuate as well as we cut down. But for right now, I'm gonna enjoy this, and then we got some fun errands to run. All right, and the first errand we're running is to one of my favorite places in the world, Costco. It's gonna be very packed today, which is fine. I enjoy it packed. It's also a gorgeous day out. But I talk about Costco so much in my videos because I actually come here so often. I cannot stress enough how nice buying in bulk is when you're gonna be eating the same things over and over again. Perry's getting some oat milk, and right behind her, I'm actually gonna grab some tuna. Look, another new item. Since the last time I've been here, it's crazy. This Archer beef jerky is insanely tasty, and I've never had this flavor before either, so try that out. Perry's picking up some chomps. Also gonna snag another variety pack of protein bars. All right, one of the main reasons why we are here, 2 boxes of the Premier Protein pancakes. I've seen this a lot, so I wanna try it out. Reese's, 90 calories for 2 pieces isn't terrible either. Perry's lugging around some Body Armor Light. And we also picked up some more C4 energy drinks. All right, we found the Starbucks Egg Bites. These are actually the better macro version because these have 150 calories and 11 grams of protein, so definitely a little better. And of course, staying as lazy as possible, pre-shelled boiled eggs. And apparently we have been sleeping on the $4.99 rotisserie chickens. That's a big ass chicken. So we're gonna tear that up when we get home. We're back. Perry wanted to try something she's never tried before. So she got a ice cream thing. Yeah, I tried one bite. I'm not gonna eat any of that, but I am gonna eat some of this.
Oh my god.
That's a
so
fucking
good.
beast. Costco chicken bake. I haven't had it in a long time. Perry has never had it. All right, 1, 2, 3. A lot of bread.
Tastes like a Hot Pocket.
That's what it is. Yeah, it said 840 calories up on the board, but everything I could find on MyFitnessPal said 770. So that's all I could really track it as is 770. But regardless, yeah, it's a little underwhelming, I would say. I mean, if you're like a construction worker who's like been out in the field all day, I'm sure this is good. And it was literally $3, which is insane. It's subpar for sure. I'm about to tear into this, but I do want to try what Perry is trying to open right now. The new flavor of the Archer. Really, really good though. Very soft too. And it does have a kick.
Yep.
And 70 calories, 10 grams of protein for the macros. That's solid too. And now we can get into the chicken. All right, for literally $4.99, these are incredible. I actually have never got them before. This is my first time. But I'm gonna get a meal prep container out and just get in there with my hands. Take all the skin off. I really don't want the skin. And just get all the tasty meat. All right, that made a ton of chicken. And you know what I thought? Let's go ahead and make a little meal prep recipe out of this. Not only is it a meal prep recipe, also a recipe from my cookbook, little anabolic buffalo chicken dip. If you wanna check out my cookbook, it is the best way to support me and the channel. And it's the first link down below in the description. But what I'm gonna do is dump all of this chicken into the bowl. I should have fucking weighed that first, but I'm gonna weigh it right now. Quick tip, if you ever do what I just did and put something in there without weighing something, grab the exact same bowl, put it on a scale, zero that scale out, and then put it on there, and I know I have about 600 grams of chicken. All right, next I'm gonna add this Oikos 000. This is just plain Greek yogurt, and did right about 650 grams of that. Then these next two things are kind of to taste. I'm gonna do some Hidden Valley Ranch seasoning, about 30 grams of that, and then some Frank's Red Hot Buffalo, about 120 grams of that. And lastly, I'm gonna do a combination of 2 fat-free cheeses, mozzarella and cheddar, about 60 grams of each. All right, this is an absolutely humongous bowl. I'm gonna give this all a big stir, mix together, make sure it's all completely, fully combined, and then we can start heating it up. And the best way to do that is in the microwave, just like putting it in like 1 to 2 minutes at a time, taking it out, stirring it, and repeat. All right, now while that's heating up, let me explain what I did here. So in MyFitnessPal, I like created my own meal, buffalo chicken dip, Costco, whatever, put everything in there. And now as I go, I press save. And now as I go to actually add this meal in, however much of that meal I eat, I can put up here a number of servings. So let's say I'm gonna eat, so I'm gonna track 0.25 just to be safe. And then it has the macros for everything in there. Super simple, and boom, there we go. It's in the calories for the meal. All right, so I'm gonna have my lunch today with some of these pretzel crisps, also from Costco. I'm not gonna worry about weighing this out, but I know I have to make 4 meals out of it since I did 0.25. Get that in there, that looks insane. It's insanely tasty, super simple, and crazy good macros. I mean, you saw the macros of just a quarter of this. So like I said, this recipe plus 50 plus more recipes in my cookbook, all ebook, really, really awesome. Check it out, link down below. All right, so with everything in here now, we're sitting at 1,500 calories for the day. The macros look really solid as well, 168 grams of protein. I don't know exactly how accurate that is because the accuracy of the Costco chicken bake might be off, but either way, we're up there and the calories are still looking pretty good as well, which should set us up perfectly for a workout today. All right, quick fit change, and I was gonna like walk on the treadmill to get my workout started, which is what I typically do, but we decided the dogs need a little bit of exercise outside, so we're gonna take them on a walk. Speaking of the fit change, check out the new TLF. This is their Element Collection long sleeve, like completely brand new. Haven't released any of this like style and material before. And then on the bottoms, I have the TLF. This is the Take Life Further blue paisley mesh shorts. In my opinion, a really, really good combo. Love the feel of both of them. And they're all available in the link down below that you can use my code and save money if you use TLF-Suggs at checkout. So that's awesome. But we gotta take these puppers on a walk before we hit the gym. Do you wanna go on a walk? Do you wanna go on a walk? Yeah, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. All right, we're back 47 minutes later to walk 2 miles. That's insane. But the reason why I went on the walk and not counting that towards my cardio is because I'm not super active during the day. So I always try to do things that keep me relatively active, whether I like am walking on the treadmill during lunch, taking the dogs on a walk, or something like that. I don't count those towards my daily cardio, but I count those towards my like daily activity, just trying to be healthy, maintain a active type lifestyle, because I'm typically sitting at a desk for 8, 9, 10 hours a day. All right, just finished up roughly 10 minutes or so. So just briefly, the way I'm gonna structure my workouts, they're really not gonna change throughout Road to Ripped, hopefully. If I'm healthy and able to, I'm gonna try and do a modified push-pull legs, where I'm kind of doing a push, a pull, a leg, and then kind of a weaknesses day or like a catch-up day. And then rest days are as needed. So I might do a rest day every 4 days, every 7 days, every 10 days, just depending on how my body feels, is how my rest days are gonna play out. But no more than 2 rest days per week. So minimum 5 days training per week. But for this workout specifically, it's gonna be more of a push focused workout, and the first movement is gonna be bench press. So I'm gonna get a good warm up in, a couple good sets, some stretching done as well. All right, just finished up my 3rd set of 8 of, I believe this is like 205 or 215. Definitely feeling a lot weaker than I probably should be right now, but that's always a good starting point to build on from there. Next exercise is gonna do more of like a cable press. So a little bit high to low here, but really focusing on pushing in, bringing my elbows more together. This is not the same thing as a cable fly, but for this, I'm gonna try and do 3 sets of 10 to 12 reps, and then move into actual cable flies. And for the cable flies, gonna keep it pretty much the same. I'm gonna shoot for a little more reps, maybe 12 to 15, almost to failure here, and 3 sets of this exercise as well. All right, chest is feeling pretty freaking pumped now. I'm gonna do one more finisher for the chest. It's gonna be a single arm cable cross body, high to low, who knows what it called, but it feels really good. Pretty much to failure, at least 10 reps here. And then I'm actually gonna superset that with my first tricep movement, which is gonna be a very standard tricep cable push down. Gonna go relatively heavy and go for like 8 to 10 reps here. And that'll be a good start for the triceps. I'm also gonna do 4 sets of the triceps, 3 sets of the last set of chest. All right, to wrap things up here for triceps, we're gonna do 2 last exercises in a superset. We're gonna do a overhead cable skull crusher type movement using the same exact attachment. I feel this really nice at like the stretch of the movement, so like at the eccentric part. And then we're gonna drop down on the other side and do some like cable extensions leaning over. I have this little low row foot plate. It's a nice little base for me to press off of, and it makes for a really good isolated movement for the triceps. All right, workout complete. Really solid workout here at home and super late. Like I started my workout at 7. It is now 8:30, and the gym, the commercial gym, closes at 6 on the weekend. So always awesome having home gym. All right, let's do a little physique update. Let's do my starting point physique update. And I'll explain what's gonna go on a little bit as I'm doing it. All right, well people, here it is. Yeah, it's definitely far from ideal, and just means I have a lot to prove this road to ripped. And I know it's gotten a little bit out of hand. I've definitely been enjoying myself a bit too much recently and not focusing on as much the working out side of things, and mostly just the diet side of things. I've been relatively consistent when I haven't been sick or out of town as far as working out and lifting and trying to progressively overload in the gym, but the diet is what always seems to get me. I feel like if I'm not cutting, I'm just free to eat whatever I want, which is obviously not a good way to do things, but that's something I just personally struggle with, and it definitely shows coming into this Road to Ripped. So this is what you're gonna see. Every Road to Ripped episode is gonna have a physique update from me, and they will definitely get better and better as we go along. But this is my starting point. So like I said, I was feeling a little weak today, and part of that was because I'm just coming off of being sick, and before that I was coming off of vacation. So a couple things happened, I think, with my weight. And so every Road Rip episode, I'm gonna share with you my weight. I'll also link my scale down below in this video because I get that question a lot. So March 20th was when I came back from my trip. I just want to weigh myself the day after I got back to see where I was at. I was at 227.6. That is insane. Obviously not ideal there, and the body fat's pretty high. I don't really pay attention so much to the stuff at the bottom. It's there for you if you want to relatively look at it. And then we have today's weigh-in, much lower, like 6 pounds lower, 221.8, which I don't think is a really high weight for me to start a Road to Ripped, a cutting series, but I think that has to do with a couple things. I've definitely lost a decent amount of muscle over the past like 3 to 4 weeks just because I've been super busy, and a lot of stuff at work's been going on. I haven't been able to train as hard as I was previous months. So I've definitely lost a little bit of muscle here, and my eating's been kind of sporadic. So I haven't been getting my protein in. I've been kind of eating all over the place. Some days will be really high, some days will be really low, and I haven't found like a really good rhythm. But I think what that does do is line me up really well for this Road to Rip series. So 222, let's say, is my starting point. The goal for me is around 200. 22 pounds in 16 weeks is not unthinkable, unheard of. I definitely think that's a very achievable goal, and especially if I plan this out the way that I am planning to do it, it should be fairly, I don't want to say easy, but definitely achievable. So we talked about our food a little bit. That's one thing that's gonna vary throughout Road to Ripped. It might go lower. It definitely will go lower as we get longer into the series. And the second thing that's gonna change is cardio. So my training, I'm not gonna change my training all that much. Might be slight tweaks here and there, but for the most part, the training is gonna stay relatively the same. What's gonna be changing to help bring my weight down, or the only thing is going to be what I'm eating, one, and how much cardio I'm doing, two. And what's gonna judge those two things is one, my weight over a week's average. So not just one day out of the week, but like the week's average weight. And then how I'm feeling and how I'm looking when I look in the mirror. Do I feel like I'm getting leaner? Do I look at myself and say, wow, I'm starting to see new lines here or something like that? For me, mentally, that's a good judge. And then obviously you have the actual data as your weight. And right now I'm starting at 10 to 15 minutes of cardio after each workout, or just sometime throughout the day. But typically if it's this little, I'm gonna do it right after the workout. So it's really late right now. Like it's almost 9 o'clock. So I'm gonna hop on the I'm gonna hop on the Stairmaster, and I'm gonna try to do Stairmaster for the entire Road to Ripped series. That way, one, I'm keeping the cardio the same. So that way when it gets up to that 25, 30, 45 minutes, it's consistent with what I have been doing. All right, I'm literally still dripping from my shower, but I'm ready for dinner. I know exactly what I want. Kind of a fun like meal prep-ish recipe too. Let's dive in. All right, first things first, I'm gonna start with this 96.4 lean ground beef. All right, and as this is browning up, I'm gonna hit it with some Kinder's wood fire garlic. All right, and as that cooks, I'm gonna add 240 grams of this Costco mixed veg into a bowl. And that bowl then immediately goes into the pan. Let this all cook up together. Next, I have 2 bags of these ready pasta. I love these ready pasta things. So quick, whole bags, 310 calories. Put them both in for a minute. And then both of these also going in the pan as well. I can't do this one-handed. All right, here's how we're looking after both bags are in. The pan is filling up, and this is a humongous pan. All right, now I don't have any low-calorie pasta sauce, but I do have paste salsa. This entire container has only 140 calories, so it's going in. And our mixture is complete. I'm gonna just put a top on it, let it simmer for a couple minutes. And well, the way I tracked it, either one of these sides, the whole thing is gonna be my dinner tonight. I think I'm gonna be having this meal quite often during Road to Ripped. By the way, if you wanna see more meals like this, super simple, high in protein, great calories, cookbook down below. And I thought, what better way to commemorate Road to Ripped episode number 1 than with a Baja Blast, sugar-free. Cheers, people. Delicious. But this is what I really want to talk about, what I really want to dive into. There is a lot going on here. Yeah, as I expected, it's phenomenal. First of all, the ground beef, that 96.4, I think tastes better than any other ground beef, whether it's like 90.10, 93.7. It just has like this like texture that is perfect for me. The mixed veg in there adds a lot of volume. The salsa, no spice at all. Very much like a pasta sauce for way less calories. It actually adds like a little bit different texture too, and just combines everything together in like a sauce. The pasta, it's just pasta, but it's so easy just to make it in a bag and toss it into the mix instead of having to like boil it in a separate bowl and then you gotta clean 2 dishes. Not for me. All right, this bowl is huge, one. It's also really hot. So let's talk about the calories and macros in it, because I was kind of impressed. Almost precisely 700 calories. And I normally almost never weigh my meat raw, but because I knew I was gonna take exactly half of it, I did in this case. Everything else is in there correctly. 2,200 calories for the day, so definitely needed a big meal to catch up on my calories a little bit. And macros are money. A little low on fat, but like I said, I'll probably just have a little more fat tomorrow and not even realize it. But protein's very, very high, which is what I want to see. And all in all, if Road to Ripped is going to consist of meals like this, little treats like this, and good times like this, I think we're going to be in for a nice trip. All right, that was very filling. Took me like 25 minutes to eat, but I still want to have a dessert, and we actually have some calories left to do that. And we also have some stuff that we got at Costco that we haven't tried yet. Reese's, fruit, banana, peanut butter, chocolate, 2 pieces, 90 calories. We got a decent amount of calories left, so maybe I just munch these things tonight. Here's how we're looking. Maybe not the most appetizing thing I've ever seen, but I mean, it's Reese's. How bad can it be? It's giving chocolate chip banana bread a little bit. The bananas are definitely ripe bananas. There's barely any peanut butter. I don't really taste any peanut butter at all. And the chocolate is just kind of plain chocolate. They're all right. Yeah, there was so much hype around these. I've seen them like on TikTok and YouTube and everyone saying to go pick them up. They don't really taste like Reese's at all to me. In my opinion, I would probably rather have like the True Fruits. I'll just spit a little bit, but hold on. Like these right here, chocolate covered blueberries, you get 10 to 12 pieces for 90 calories. And this is self-explanatory what it is, but they are really good. So I'm gonna track it, but this is not gonna be my actual dessert. Perry picked these up at Costco. 6 pieces, 190 calories. She said they were pretty good, so let's try these out. All right, so I guess it's like a white chocolate truffle ganache. They look like little balls. Now these I can get behind. All right, the combination of the white chocolate and the ganache on the inside, both very, very rich and creamy. The Crispies in here, which is quinoa and raspberry pieces, perfect little addition. These are very good. Are they the healthiest thing? No, not really at all. But they're very tasty. If I only have like 3 of them, that's not that bad. So if you're looking for something sweet and you can like contain yourself around a bag of these, I'd check it out. All right, people, and that'll do it after I put all this stuff in. 280 calories for a little dessert. And we are left 2,494 calories, roughly. And with that, 232 grams of protein, and our fats did come up just a little bit towards the end there. Guys, this is how I plan to structure every video. It's gonna be informative. It's gonna be a one-on-one conversation, you and I. I'm gonna be telling you my struggles, my good times, my bad times, and everything in between to give you guys a very, very realistic look of what it's like. So I hope you guys enjoyed this style of content. Let me know what you'd like to see in a future Road to Rip video. But for episode number 1, the start to Road to Rip 2024, it's sadly over, but I'll be seeing you shortly in the next one. Peace.
This the anthem. If you rockin' with it, put your hands up. Yeah.